Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about what's inside the AIS handbook. So, AIS is a system that is very commonly used in the sea or shipping industry. Let's go into the details. So, this video is actually based on the handbook that has been published by the UN Stats Department. Here is the link that you can click on to view the whole details about what AIS system is. This handbook has been prepared by the members of Task Team on AIS data of United Nations Global Working Group. So, a little background about AIS. AIS stands for Automatic Identification System. It was primarily created as a tracking system for ships in order to avoid collision between ships in the sea. The AIS data is automatically transmitted every few seconds over very high frequency radios from over 100,000 vessels worldwide. So, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So, here's a very high level view of what is actually happening with the AIS message. So, every vessel that transmits an AIS message, it is either being received at an AIS receiver that is terrestrial, that is, the receiver is based on a land, or the receiver might be in space, that is, a satellite receiver for AIS messages. So once the AIS message has been received from a ship in the sea, it goes to a station where it's being aggregated, a little bit pre-processed, a little bit cleaned, and then once it's prepared for further use, the data user or the data analyzer uses it for their respective purposes. A little bit about the AIS dataset. So it's a commonly known fact that approximately 80% of the global trade by volume is carried out by sea. So to achieve overall goals of sustainable transport, which aims to secure inclusive, resilient and low carbon transport solutions, AIS can be used to gather maritime transport statistics. Um, so, AIS has been made compulsory for international commercial ships with gross tonnage of 300 or more tons and all passenger ships, irrespective of their size. So, let's dig a little deeper and find out what is actually contained in an AIS message. There are 27 different AIS messages, and each contains a different type of information. One thing to be noted is that while the vessel is on the move, that is, it's on a voyage in the sea, this AIS information is transmitted every 2 to 10 seconds. But while a vessel is anchored on a harbor or a dock, the AIS message is being transmitted every 3 minutes. The table below shows the three main categories in which we can categorize the AIS message. So the three main types are static, dynamic, and voyage related. So the static information contained in the AIS data is actually about the ship itself. So what is the MMSI or the IMO number of the ship? That is, these numbers uniquely identify a ship in the sea. The ship's call sign, the ship's name, the ship's type or the dimensions of that ship. Now coming towards the dynamic information contained in the AIS message. So that actually contains the information about the ship's movement. So, for example, what is the current latitude and longitude position of that ship? What is the ship's speed over ground? What is its course over ground? What is its direction? Etc. etc. The third category is voyage related information. So that actually contains the source of the ship, where it actually started its journey from, or the destination of the ship. So that would be actually the final location where the ship is actually moving towards, the estimated time of arrival on the destination, or the draught of the ship at current moment. So here's the same information that is contained in an AIS message, but in a tabular form. So we can see that the AIS message contains a position report, base station report, static and voyage related data, binary related message, UTC related message, safety related message, interrogation, aids to navigation report, position report for long range applications, etc. etc. One thing to consider when talking about the AIS dataset is that it might not be a perfect dataset because of lots of reasons. For example, the AIS messages can get lost or scrambled due to factors such as the weather or the magnetics. The AIS messages are transmitted in an encoded form. So if they are not decrypted properly, that can also alter the results. The third reason for bad quality might be actually it's reason for missing information in an AIS message, and that's because ships usually turn off their AIS transponder whenever they are docked in a port, and that results in the disappearance of a ship from the radar. There could also be technical errors related to the sensor information, or there could be human errors, usually in the static data type fields in AIS message, because that is entered manually by a human, or the voyage related data, which is also manually entered in the AIS device. Multiple case studies have been conducted using this AIS data to find out its effectiveness. So, for example, there has been this uh, study that has been carried out by UK's Office of National Statistics, and it actually calculates the economic indicators fast in a fast manner, just using the AIS data. And then there are some other applications of it as well. For example, AIS dataset has been used to map uh, fishery activities in the EU region, or it has been used to calculate the CO2 emissions in the environment, or it has been used to calculate the real time data on seaborne dry bulk commodities, etc. etc. You can go through the details of each case study by like going through the handbook. The links are all there. So, uh, as mentioned earlier, AIS was initially developed and introduced as a measure to support navigational safety. But with the passage of time, we have seen numerous applications of it, and the list is continuing to grow. So, as a future work, the AIS dataset can be used to optimize the supply chain, or it can be used for environmental reasons, for example, monitoring the CO2 emissions caused by the sea vessels in the sea, or they can be used to forecast trade statistics in advance, enabling the policymakers to change the economic and trade policies accordingly, and it can also be used as a means of transparency as well as transport facilitation. Thank you. That is all from my side today. See you in the next video.